Hello and welcome to Moviefone. Moviefone TV is your ticket to all that's new at the movies. Here's what's hot on screen. An orphan embarks on a quest to exact revenge on the tyrannical dynasty that killed his family in the action thriller Boy Kills World, featuring Bill Skarsgård and Famke Janssen.
This was never a great city, but it was ours.
Are you with me? Always.
Until Hilda van der Kooi took it from us. This is how she keeps control. They call it the calling.
We got Boy, whose family got killed by the city's despotic leader, and who is now, as a child, and who is now trained his entire life with the shaman in the jungle to take revenge. And we'll follow him as he takes said revenge.
That's me, facing televised execution by breakfast cereal mascots. Not my happiest day.
I mean, he's an amazing actor and he's so versatile. And we know that he has this really expressive face that made him really oh, that could be really interesting for Boy as a deaf-mute person. And he also has this boyish innocence to him. And I felt that was really important to the role. And the fact that he hadn't done action before, so people really wouldn't know what to expect from him. And I guess that also, I think, helps the movie and the story.
25 years since we reclaimed this city from the miscreants and murderers who painted our streets with blood.
One purpose only. Kill Hilda van der Kooi. Kill Hilda van der Kooi.
Moritz is a dream to work with, you know? He's the perfect combination of somebody who knows exactly what they want, but then is also open to collaborating with you. And the best kind of directors are the directors who have vision and then also enjoy actors. Because a lot of them hate us. And, you know, some of us deserve to be hated.
Yes, but for those of us who deserve to be loved, we want some freedom, and
exactly,
we got that.
And we got that
yes.
from Mr. Moore.
We want to collaborate.
Yeah.
That's when we do our finest work.
Yeah, Moritz didn't give us less love. Moritz gave us Moritz love. And you can quote me on that.
I made a 3-step plan. Step 1, give myself an inner voice. I took the last one I remembered from this video game. Player 1 wins. Step 2, get stronger. And step 3, join a team.
Welcome to the Resistance!
Yeah, go team.
Benny and Basher, they work together, the members of the Resistance, the only last remaining members of the Resistance.
Yes.
But that's all we need.
That's all we need.
Because all we need is a plan and
yes.
weaponry.
Enact a plan and a table full of weapons.
Yeah. Maybe we could do with a Boy.
Here or there.
Yeah. To assist. Do we need him?
No.
No.
Don't be fooled. The Resistance could have came together if it wasn't for Boy bringing us together.
Yeah.
But, you know.
The mission is simple. Make the van der Kois pay for what they have done.
To me, it was all going to be about what's the execution going to be like, you know? How is this going to look visually? And that's where I think I was really pleasantly surprised that in every department, in terms of production design and costumes and the stunt team, the stunt coordinator, and, you know, the visuals of all of it. But, you know, it's a visual feast, unlike anything you've ever seen. It's a hyper reality.
You have reached your final destination.
Moviefone Spotlight. After a global ecological crisis, a father's announcement to enlist in a voluntary euthanasia program erupts his family into chaos as Jay Baruchel stars in the horror thriller Humane.
We are so happy you all joined us tonight for a family dinner.
What is going on?
Hi, I'm Bob.
It's them!
Oh, they're early.
My first reaction was, you know, this is a really original concept. And that was something that really excited me. I've read a lot of scripts and things that take place over one day in one location, and none of them really spoke to me the way that this did. So I think that was the first thing that drew me in. And then I was really just excited to explore a family dynamic within this very, very particular situation of this incredibly trying moment.
You're not gonna like this, but we're here to collect 2 bodies. Think about your lives. I'm sure one of you is gonna realize that it's not all that great.
I think it's like that classic family drama thing when there's just resentment that has been built over years and years. And I love that when all the siblings start fighting, everyone kind of regresses to when they were kids.
One of the truths of my adult life is that I learn lessons, I grow up, I learn how to deal with people, and then I'm around my sister and I'm 9 years old again. And I see it with my wife and all of her siblings, and they're all 30s and 40s, and they might as well still be in the basement in 1996 bickering with one another.
I know we're family and all, but if Bob needs a second body, it's not gonna be mine.
I think it felt really natural, just given who we had to work with and the material that we had to work with. Because the script is clearly very dark in certain situations. There are obviously funny moments of reprieve, and then you give a script like that to actors who have the range to do very, very straightforward and serious versus very, very funny and every single thing in between. And it's just words on a page until the actors take over the characters. And then the tone presents itself because of the way that the characters are interacting with each other.
We can get through this, but we have to stick together.
Up next on Moviefone TV, Lil Rel Howery and Johnny Knoxville. To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviefone.com. Find it, watch it.
It's very important to tell that story of taking away from what people think about project families.
Indie Corner. A tragedy threatens the bond between 2 young best friends growing up in public housing as Lil Rel Howery stars in the coming-of-age drama, We Grown Now.
In Cabrini Green, it don't matter how old you are, how much money you got, how big or tall, or small. What do you call 3 trees? What? A trio.
The process of making this film started in 2018. I was connected to former Cabrini Green residents, and I was approaching it from a place of curiosity. And I was interested in exploring this relationship of what home means to us.
I'm from Chicago, and just the theme and story of Cabrini Green in general, the residents, it's very important to tell that story of taking away from what people think about project families.
You ever think about what it would be like outside of here? Wow, this is where we from. Such a big road out there. So much I want to do.
You're never too little. Set your mind to it, you can do it.
I'm putting my mind to some McDonald's right now, and I don't see it on my plate.
What's beautiful about this is it's just how connected family is. I love the fact that when we show them having dinner together, how normal that was throughout that whole building. Was literally having dinner and talking with each other and laughing. I think a lot of the times people forget how the sense of community of what Cabrini Green, and not even just Cabrini Green, just housing projects in Chicago in general. Like my family comes from Robert Taylor.
They were also stories that I hadn't seen before. When I talked to people who grew up there as children, that was the only place they knew. And it was a really special place, and I wanted to capture that in the movie.
Me and Eric, we've done everything together since we were born. You got dreams? Sometimes. Whoever had a dream that felt so real you thought you was awake?
I watch stuff all the time that try to tell these Chicago stories, and it's not authentic at all. And this movie is a beautiful, to me, love letter which you created to Chicago and to those residents. And from their perspective of those young men and their friendship.
Really the heart of the story is these kids and their friendship, and what they have in this world and in this community is each other. That spoke to me personally, even though I didn't grow up in Cabrini Green. The themes of friendship, it's something that I think everyone can relate with.
My name Malik, and my name Eric. Don't you forget it. Hey! Oh!
In case you missed it. After being forced to coach a misfit softball team, Johnny Knoxville and a group of recovering addicts swing for the fences in the baseball comedy Sweet Dreams.
Morris, alcoholic.
Is Clint Eastwood gonna tell me to get off his lawn, bro?
All right.
Fuck you. We're all here to get better.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When I thought of the idea, I was picking up a friend of mine from a sober living and taking him surfing. And the guy's today, he's got, 4+ years of being sober. He's got a kid that's the same age as how sober he is, and inspired by the idea that I wanted to show that recovery doesn't suck. So all of that was what inspired the idea. And I always want to make a baseball movie.
I prepared my whole life for this role. My father was an alcoholic. I have distracted too much in my lifetime as well, so there's a lot of things to draw from.
My connection was very powerful to the role. I suffer from my own personal problems. I am bipolar disorder, anxiety, so that's how I was able to really be Jake.
I've been in and out of the program for all my life since I was 16 years old. AA has saved my life. When I showed up on that set, it just kind of validated a lot of the things that I felt, you know what I mean? And also, it made me feel like I was doing some sort of service work and that I was meant to be there in a weird way.
Hi, Dad. I miss you a lot.
I'm gonna need you to contribute, be an asset, and teach these guys something.
What's that?
That's our 2015 softball championship trophy.
Emotionally, it was, it's a lot to get to those places, but I felt good about it, I felt confident I could get there.
Like the connections with these guys.
Looking for something.
And I am trying, guys.
Dirty aliens? Something I don't know.
I felt that.
Everybody plays in the movie like they play in real life. Honestly, that was the beauty of it. I had written people in certain positions, and then when we finished casting and everybody figured out what they were and their skills, that we kind of shifted a couple roles, and it worked out.
I played ball my whole life until I was 18, but I didn't know that my swing looked so lazy until I was watching the footage. I'm like, oh God, I gotta get back. But it's fun trying to get my swing back because my son plays.
I have my softball skills ready to go. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm really athletic. I play in a lot of celebrity basketball games, but I grew up skateboarding, watching Jackass.
I don't move much, and I've never swung a bat before. I thought I did pretty good. It was hot, but it was fun because everyone on set were people that I've known forever. So I just was roasting everybody. We were just roasting each other. It made the time go by.
A whole new world cracks open.
I know I'm a little fat now. I was a very sought after underwear model.
Coming up on Moviefone TV, Louisa Harland and Jaden Martell.
It's testament to Sally's writing because I just knew who the person was, really.
Find it, watch it. After being framed for murder, a courageous young woman sets off on a magical quest to fulfill her destiny as Louisa Harland and Jolie Richardson star in the adventure series Renegade Nell.
Do you know what I think? I think you're Nellie Jackson.
You don't want to mess with me. Don't call me Nellie. It's testament to Sally's writing because I just knew who the person was, really.
From the one script, I couldn't put it down. Sally had brought all these elements in. She'd put them in a pot and made them work. But reading the script, rather than thinking about who's going to direct it or where it's going to go, I was just thinking, does it work? And do I really want to find out what happens at the end?
It was sort of scale and spectacle and violence, like it was this magical, crazy world that was not what I expected from the pen of Sally Wainwright.
She shot him! I didn't, it was him!
No one's going to believe someone like me against the powerful.
Initially, I just saw my character because in series television, they just give you it sort of script by script. But I just saw this crazy, overblown nightmare of a woman, and I was like, yes, they offered it to me.
She fights as though she's possessed. Something happens to me, and I'm untouchable.
It has all the hallmarks of a fairy tale.
I was on a green screen, and so I was lucky I had a lot of the stuff that Louisa had already shot as a reference, but Louisa didn't have much to go on, just like a stick and a pair of eyes.
Nellie Jackson!
We ended up shooting all of Louisa's side first. It meant that we were basing our green screen shoot on an edit, which was great because we knew we needed 10 seconds of this and then 1 second of him jumping from a gun to a bedstead. But it meant that Louisa and Nick were never on set performing together.
No mortal will touch her. So we must entrap her.
You're going to die, Nellie Jackson. Yeah, well, I was never going to die in bed. Oh, good God.
The coats that I had to wear weighed more than me physically. So that made the fight sequences harder, and it made riding a horse more uncomfortable, let alone a heat wave in London, which we'd usually be very, very thankful for. And while filming this, we weren't.
That was a big part of it for me. I love all that wigs and makeup and, you know, restoration comedy and high heels and stuff. It's definitely part of like English culture that is so much fun.
In England, we don't have air conditioning. So imagine a heat wave plus wigs, plus a ton of makeup, plus, you know, layers, corsets, and a little dog. So it's funny, when you see the product, it looks so amazing and so wonderful, but often the reality is very different.
Nellie.
Nellie. Nellie.
Nellie.
Nellie.
Nellie Jackson. Yeah, don't call me Nellie. Nellie.
Moviefone recommends. After an apocalyptic event, a father and his two sons struggle to survive their dystopian reality in the horror thriller Arcadian, featuring Nicolas Cage and Jaden Martell.
There are those who believe they came after the pollution people caused. And they're here to cleanse the planet of the human race. So we'll all become extinct.
It's very much about these two brothers who grew up in the same environment, but their differences in thinking kind of separate them. There's always that brotherly love, but that comes to a head when Thomas thinks with his heart and gets everyone into trouble.
You're late!
Sorry, I lost track of time. In many ways, Thomas is really similar to his father. Yeah, they have this kind of physicality thing in common, in that confidence in their own abilities to survive. He is this really impulsive person who relies on his instincts 99.9% of the time. And yeah, I mean, you can only cage an animal for so long before it just needs to run free for a little bit. Nick is one of the most collaborative people you work with. Obviously, he's an incredibly talented actor, but on top of that, he's such a selfless scene partner. The amount of questions he asks himself, us, and the director, he's asking, what is the purpose of this scene? How do we move that forward? His ability to come in and ask all those questions, and that ability for it to rub off on you, really colors all the work that you do and all that stuff that builds a history behind these characters.
They're coming up from underneath us. So break in any second.
A lot of it comes from books. He's constantly absorbing knowledge, and that comes from a fascination with the old world, what could have been, and then it becomes what could be.
You need to trust me.
Stay tuned. There's more coming up on Moviefone TV. Thanks for watching Moviefone TV. To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviefone.com. Find it, watch it.